Spaces, even though Twitter was trying to be a little bit shady on me there. And everything's set up and ready to go. And then I I go to click on press start and it erased my whole starting topic and it didn't want to let me record, but got around it, figured it out, making it work. What's up, George? There he is. Invite to co-host, approve to speak. All right, man. Try to set things up and get ready to go ahead of time. And this is why I don't prepare things too often. I swear, it messes with you. What's up, George? How you doing, buddy? All right.
Doing good.
Yeah, no, so like the topic, like where I type in Sunday Night Spaces and Awful Wrestling. So I had it all typed out and ready to go. And then I made sure my speaker was, or my headphones were right and, mic was good. And then I clicked back right on that and it's just gone. No topic. Not
there's some weird shit.
I'm like, you mother son of a bitch.
Start like quick things. 2 quick little items to discuss. Not even to discuss, just to throw out there.
By all means, what's up?
If the listener out there wants to hear a certain guest or has a request within reason, I mean, don't ask for Eric Bischoff or Cornette or somebody. Right. Ask for somebody within reason. You can DM me on Twitter, or if you can't DM me, my email is georgecaptor@gmail.com, all lowercase, so throw it that way. And secondly, when I do ask a guest to come on, I am the most polite person in the world when I ask somebody, because they most of the time don't know me that well. So I'm really, really nice. And when I asked Awful to come back, I got the old, dude, don't be so damn polite with me.
I feel like he knows this, but I get it. I respect it.
Yeah, but I go about it the same way no matter who I talk to, how many times I talk to him, it doesn't matter.
No, I respect that. I appreciate that. Honestly, I mean, that speaks a lot about who we are and what we're trying to do. You know,
speaking of which, our guest has arrived.
Yeah, our special guest today, our first really returning booked guest. That was, our first ever guest that we had booked, from Toonie Talk Wrestling and Toonie Town Wrestling, Awful Wrestling. How you doing today, my friend? Oh. I know he's got mics. Do we have the awful mic? Uh-oh. Well, he'll connect when he's here.
He'll be here. He's here. He just has
for sure. Yeah, right now. And there's no, you can see when people are speaking. Oh, he's got the mute. He's back. Yeah.
Back. We don't know. We'll see. Do you see, while we're waiting, did you see, Lady Peace re-released the, Benoit theme?
Yeah.
Totally weird.
Well, they did it, and then they're putting all this proceeds to it that are going to mental health.
The timing of it was awkward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like anytime you're going to do, when wouldn't that have been awkward to release?
Why couldn't you just wait 2 more years and make it 25, or 3 years ago and make it 20? Why 23 years later?
That's a valid point. I don't know. Maybe it's something lost in the Canadian exchange rate. 23 in Canada is 20 here. I don't know.
That was funny to me, though. I got a kick out of it.
What's up, Awful? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I hear birds.
Hopefully it worked.
Yeah. There he is. All right, we got you.
Hey, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
We are good. Technology's always fun to work with.
Isn't it?
Yeah, there's always something. Yeah, it's always something. I used to work for a technology company, I was like, it's just nothing ever works, right? It was
I learned one
thing.
Well,
gentlemen, how's it going out there in internet land? Am I breaking up? Am I?
No, you're fine.
Sounding like an idiot.
Good.
Okay.
No, you're good. Right. You sound good. No, I mean internet land's internet land. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Awful. If I was a prick, I'd always say you sound like an idiot, but I'm not like that.
Yeah.
New? Oh, no, we appreciate you, man. You were the one that kicked us off of actually, booking and having guests and showing what we can do with our little world that we're trying to build here. So we appreciate you coming back. It's fun. Yeah, I look forward to this all week, man. This is my fun time. Just get to connect and bullshit and pour a whiskey and have some conversation. It's fun.
All right.
Hey, Jake, I'm sure the wife loves to hear shit like that.
She does too. She puts on Big Brother and shuts the door and ignores me. I'm a loud son of a bitch.
Awesome.
So, Awful, what's your take on the Hogan situation there, bud? How'd you take it all? I haven't heard you say anything about it yet, so.
I was biting my tongue until Tuesday, but, yeah, man, huge loss. big loss. When I saw it, I must have read the TMZ tweet like 16 times. Like, oh wow, Hulk Hogan is dead at 71. I was just like, is this some sort of joke? Has TMZ been hacked or something? It was that astounding to me and that stunning to me that, he had passed on. But then you come to find out that this apparently had been, an ongoing thing. At least that's what I'm learning. Like, Hogan had been sick for quite some time. So they kept that news under wraps pretty damn good. So that I guess when he did ultimately pass, it was that much more impactful. But yeah, dude, I was sad. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. My wife was sad. Like, people in my family were upset about it. And then you get on social media and everybody's got an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, in real life, that's how you just know Twitter is just a fake piece of shit. Because in real life, there was no one in my circle or in my friend circle or my family circle talking ill will about Hulk Hogan. All had good memories. At the very least, they were like, yeah, damn, man. I remember when he was, rocking out with Macho Man or rocking out with Ultimate Warrior or whatever. But it was never like, hey, remember that shit 20 years ago? You said the N-word? Nothing like that was going on. So, my condolences.
It's like someone in your family dies and you go to the wake and you always say nice things about, you're not actually talking what a piece of shit they were. You're being cordial and polite.
Yeah, there's moments in time for certain things. And like, the 24 to 48 hours after somebody passes, or a certain point of time. Like, and that was the first thing I saw too, was like instantly just people being super shitty about it, or like the way they were posting about it and like reporting it, just, you could tell the difference in people of who, actually is just a decent human being, whether you were a fan or not. Like, you have to understand, if you're involved in this business at all, in any ancillary, adjacent, at whatever it is in any form, a lot of that is due to him, and I know a lot of younger people maybe don't realize it. I turned 43 a month ago. So like, I remember as a kid, like, that was my introduction. Like, that's what I knew of wrestling was Hulk Hogan. He was everywhere. Like, literally, as growing up, like, there was, whether it was a poster for, I don't know, food or so, whatever his face was on, whatever partnerships they had made it mainstream. And, everything that's come after it, when people try to say, oh, well, Austin drew more money or Cena drew more money, maybe, whatever, but they don't exist in the form they were in without that guy. And you have to respect and understand that. And with the time they go.
Well, Dave Meltzer disagrees with you, my friend. He believes John Londos was the opener of the way for professional wrestling modern day. So
I don't know about modern day.
He's an idiot.
Technically speaking, he's kind of right, but not modern day wise.
I mean,
overall wrestling, yes. Londos, Hackenschmidt, those, yes, of course. But
I'm so shocked that Dave and I don't agree on something.
Once you're able to figure out that Terry Bollea and Hulk Hogan are two different personalities, you can figure it out perfectly. So once you get that through your thick skull, you're fine.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, we all had fun different times of like laughing at some of the stories that he told that were, like, you weren't even there during the end. I mean, but it wasn't, like, I mean, that's fun, but I don't know. I just feel like when somebody goes, and I mean, unless like George was talking about a second ago with the Benoit, like, they just re-released a song. Like, okay, when that happened, we found out what happened. Yeah, fuck that guy. Okay, that's a different story. But like, and I know Hogan, his apology speech to the locker room was terrible or whatever with it, what it was. But you see how many different people of all races, religions, creeds, colors, whatever, not everybody had great experience with him over different points. But I mean, I just saw a post that Brad Becker sent to me earlier of, Pope D'Angelo Gennaro posting that, Hulk said, "I love you with all my heart, brother." Like, that was the last thing he sent him, like that kind of stuff. Like, so, it's one of those things. You just have to respect it.
I believe that Booker T said it best. Now, you got to understand, everybody. I'm an '80s child. I played sports for a very long time, so I know about locker room talk, the whole alpha male-ism, and the whole knowing when and who and how to apologize to people. Booker T said it best in I think a recent interview. He said Hulk Hogan was not really a racist, because a racist actively pursues to put someone down. They use their position to put someone down. That's how I was raised up on how racism operates. You know what I mean? It's not just name calling. That doesn't, sticks and stones. You know what I mean? So that's not going to do anything. But as far as, trying to actively get me to lose my job or get me fired or whatever, yeah, that embodies racism. Hulk Hogan never did that. I kind of made a jokey joke kind of tweet the other day, like, Hogan politics and kept more white men down than anybody else I know. How can he be a racist?
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look at the list of people who hate. I mean, who hates him the most? What, Jesse the Body Ventura? One of the whitest people on the planet.
Yeah. So awful. What's your favorite Hogan moment / whatever thing you want to think about Hogan that comes to mind immediately? What's your favorite?
I have several. The one that I just tweeted today the one I tweeted today in which, the Hart Foundation and Honky Tonk Man were attacking Savage, and the inception of the Mega Powers, always sticks out to me. The Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior match and the lead up and the build up to that, specifically the Royal Rumble in 1990, where, they had faced off for the first time. I thought that was gold. Hogan turning in 1996. Despite what Bobby Heenan said, I didn't hear the comment at the time, so it's not like it ruined anything for me. Maybe it ruined maybe it ruined in hindsight for other people, but that shit was shocking and it was awesome. It was the best move WCW ever made. Second best probably being Goldberg. And of course, Hogan versus Rock. I mean, now, looking back on it, it can't be denied. Now, it was I can't say it was one of my favorite matches, but I can say it was just like, it's a rewatchable match, something you can watch maybe like every, 3 or 4 years and be like, oh, that was pretty cool. But now it takes on a whole different meaning. And, it's a very influential moment in time. And at the time, you don't really see like these moments are the things that pillar professional wrestling. These are the things that make professional wrestling what it is. It makes it better than almost any other form of entertainment. You only get that few times, and Hogan was a part of those few times in which that happened. So kudos to him.
Yeah, they had to realize before the match even started, like when you see Rock come out, you see the look on his face, like he's like, oh boy, this is going to be a little different than we planned, huh?
Yeah.
And that's the way it went. It was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's one of those, I mean, there's certain times, and I mean, that's what pro wrestling is. The matches are great, but it's all about certain moments. Like, that's what we take with us. And I feel like anybody who was watching that, especially live at WrestleMania 18, there's just those moments where you're just like, what the hell is happening? And just like, you got into it and just, you see it now where, pretty much they do it at any pay-per-view now where the guys try to look at each other and look to the left, look to the right. Like, they actually just had to absorb that. And, for me, I always think that was of the WrestleManias, like, that I've watched live, because I was alive for WrestleMania 3, but I didn't really watch that. I was like,
I got to see that. So I have Hogan Andre on top of my.
Yeah. And that's when people ask me what the best WrestleMania match is, I always say Hogan and Andre. Cause that's, even if it's not the best match bell to bell, that's what drew. I always say, I don't care if it's 93K that were in the house or 73K, like Dave says. All those Ks were there to see the body slam. That's what drew that goddamn house in that arena, in that stadium. And that's what fucking matters.
Yeah. They convinced everybody that they've never met before.
Right.
Andre's never been slammed before. All these mythological things that came out of the woodwork. You're like, any wrestling guy that got a magazine in his life knew everything ahead of time.
Right. But
I bought it.
But it was there for the masses, and it was just all about the moment. And that's what WrestleMania 18, like, that's for me, like, WrestleMania 18, that Rock Hogan match. I've never seen anything like that to this day. Even when having Rock and Cena, like, it wasn't the same. Like, it was just different then, and it really was that. And it was just I always talk, it's funny too, because people talk about how, it was supposed to be Austin and he turned it down. And I'm like, I'm glad it was Rock, because it was more about the charisma in that kind of showy Hollywood way. Like that was that perfect setup for me.
It's so cool because, like I said earlier, like in the moment, you don't realize how big of a moment it is until, looks like several decades later. You know what I mean? Like it's very impactful. And a part of that is because the modern professional wrestling scene today is so abysmal right now.
Yeah.
Like absolutely treacherous. And sure, while one company is making a lot of money, that doesn't mean that the entire industry is doing well. So, again, I'm like thinking of great moments. I remember, Hogan getting the chain ripped off of him from Andre the Giant. Like that was one of those moments where just like, Andre is going to kill him. You know what I mean? Like Andre is going to kill him.
Yeah, and that wasn't all supposed to happen that way either. Yeah, Andre was just supposed to rip the shirt off, but Hulk said I believe Hulk, obviously, in this case. Hulk said that Andre's hands were so big that they just took everything with it, and the blood wasn't supposed to happen either, but Piper figured it out quick. And
I'm sure Andre probably didn't have like the best like nail care. I don't think Andre was getting manicures. Those hands and those, I'm sure those nails were like thick as like actual like real nails. You know what I mean? So it doesn't surprise me.
I need acrylic on my nails.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't surprise me that just like one of his big claws, essentially, these fucking raptor claws. It's like a fucking.
Hey! Watch my cuticles.
Yeah, but like those moments, and people talk about too. I mean, as great as WrestleMania 3 was, then there's still, what was it, like 8 months later, where they had the main event and drew, was it 33 or is it 30 or 33 million?
33.
That's 33. Yeah, doesn't matter what it is. That's a lot of fucking people, dude. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
And they all tuned in for that. And I mean, that's.
And it's so crazy. I'm even thinking about the contract signing that they had right before WrestleMania 3, in which Andre the Giant cut that awesome promo. He made Andre he appeared like a world beater. Like there was no man on earth that could touch Andre. That's how effective that promo was. I can't remember. But he spoke just enough good English for that promo to get over. I wish I could recall it, but I'm gonna have to take a look at it after the show. But I remember that being so impactful watching it live.
Because Andre sitting there stone cold faced, and Hogan is just shaking. And you're like, oh my God!
Sign the contract, brother.
And I know it's so impactful too for how many people, especially of the mainstream audience, that just to see Andre as a heel, like doing that stuff, whether it's going for the necklace or cutting a promo like that, you're just saying, and then you think like, no, he's so scary. No, God, and you're just like, then it builds up that can Hogan actually beat him? And you make sense of how you pack that many people, and then. It was Brady Mack, one of the people he posted. I forget where I saw him posted, but they didn't even announce the WrestleMania location until January of that year, and it was in March. So like getting that many people to fucking to Pontiac, Michigan, not even Detroit. That's a lot. I mean, that was smart.
It's still
it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's still George. It is still the best looking house.
Yes.
In professional wrestling. Nothing comes close. You can talk about pyro and like the light placements and here and there and all that with all the other later WrestleManias. For as cool as all the other ones look like, WrestleMania 3 still looks like the best looking house in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Period.
The camera shots were perfect.
Yeah, and the fact that they needed those carts to drive them out to the ring, like it was that big, like there was a reason for it.
But if you think about where they were there, they picked that location for a reason because that's near Buffalo, Cleveland,
Chicago,
Detroit, Chicago.
Right. Yeah.
Toronto, Montreal, that whole area can come in there, and that's why they do what they did.
Yeah, no, the Canadian area, people don't realize that. You're absolutely, I'm glad you said that, George. That's right, of how many people can come, not only from the South, from the U.S., but coming down from Canada. It was a big massive draw. The only house that even comes close is like the Wembley Stadium for the SummerSlam they had there. Like, was it 92? Yeah, that one looks great, but nothing compared. It just doesn't even compare. Like any other event where if they have the carts, you drive them out, you didn't need the carts. It's like where they talk about how they had there's matches that need a stadium, and sometimes you have a stadium that needs a match. Like, no, they needed those carts. Exactly. That's one of my favorite shots of that entire event is, Heenan and, Andre in the cart after the match driving away, and Heenan's bent over and throwing trash at him and stuff. And, it's great.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. And I love the crowd I love the crowd shots. Like when Hogan and Andre are staring at each other, it looks like the people who are in the bleacher stands are 2 miles away from them. Like it's the most amazing shot. Yeah. And it's just so naturalistic. I mean, they really need to they can really do that again if they want to, but
And think of it too, back then, it's not like they had like the giant LED screens. Like if they did it now in an NFL stadium like that or whatever, you'd have the giant screens that are crystal clear and it would look great. And that's, thankful for that when you are way back there. But back then you didn't have that. Like if you're in the back fucking row or even anywhere in the third deck of there, it's like too little, but
you had to wait till nighttime to see the screens.
Yeah, right?
Like, come on now.
That roof? Yeah. But I mean, it still was just, it was something you had to be there for it if you could. Like, it was just it's the biggest it's the biggest wrestling match really probably ever, at least in modern times. I'm sure there's stuff before, like in the TV era. Like, I listened to, Jim Cornette and Brian Last posted like a almost 2-hour clip yesterday of them talking about Hogan right after he died. And even Jim says that he's like, there's probably not a bigger match and a bigger star in the television era than Hulk Hogan. Like, you just can't, if you step back and think of it, especially for the longevity. And
Awful. Were you watching the, live event when he turned to join the NWO, or did you catch it later or something? Did you watch it live?
I caught it like later, but of course there was a big thing to do about the internet. So it was just like the news carried slow. So I can't remember how I ended up watching. Maybe I think a friend might have called me and, sent me his recording, or I probably went over to his house and I saw it and I was just like, whoa, this is big. And see, here's the thing. For as big as a moment as I thought it was going to be, it got bigger and bigger and bigger as the weeks went on because he was literally melding his character right in front of our eyes, so it was just awesome to see. Now, of course, again, in hindsight, listening to what Scott Hall would say about like him being very long-winded in those promos and Nash saying like he didn't have the cool factor or anything like that. Yeah. So it kind of takes a little something away from all of it. But at the very same time, what other wrestler was able to bring about 2 wrestling booms? Like, come on, let's get real, folks.
That's the crazy part when you think about it. Like, that actually, and for me, it takes away from the Hogan part of it with those, but honestly, it almost adds to those vignettes of like the people who edited them and knew what they were doing of like, all right, we're just going to cut these parts of we're going to make it work to, I compared it to, Eazy-E in the first song where they literally had to have him rap each line and pause, rap a line, cut, right? Cause you got to make it, you have the star, you just have to present them right. And that's usually what Vince has always done, or WWE and now has always done the best, is that's why people, when they go from AEW to WWE now, why do they look so much better? Because they know how to present them. Right. And they did that right with that. But I was like 15 or I was 14 when that happened. I can still remember watching it on the TV at my house and just being like in utter shock of just like, at that point, obviously I knew wrestling for what it was, but I just still didn't believe that he would have done that. That was me. I was just like, there's no way let me tell you about these fans. It's all these fans who suck, me and Gene. Like, oh shit, he's doing okay.
Yeah. It was just powerful stuff. Good stuff. Man, so many Hogan memories.
Attitude era kicks off from there. Yeah.
Are flooding back. It's just like, the man can't be denied. We can talk about,
You can't. Yeah.
His quiet racism or whatever, but I defy anybody to be recorded, privately and not say a few bad words. So that's how I look at it. And I'm a black guy, and I hate saying that dumb shit like I'm a black guy. So, but it's the truth. It's just like only online. I need everybody who's online, listening online, to understand that this moral high ground bullshit is only happening online. The man's being revered in real life, on cable, on network television, on fucking news channels, in your family, in your friend circle, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, the White House. If he was running around the locker room screaming, running around the locker room screaming the N-word. No, I don't want to be. I'm not wrestling that guy. Too, it'd be a lot different.
Give me a break
with the situation where it was. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's there's nothing good about it.
The N-word is some of the least offensive things that I've ever heard being in a locker room. So,
right? Oh God, seriously, yeah.
You think it's possible, Awful, to have another star like him ever again?
No. Everything's been oversaturated. No one can get a chance to shine the way that Hogan did. No one. Cena.
That's what I was gonna say.
Even he has this aura of like manufactured rocket strapping, if that makes any sense. Like they were forcing him down our throats for a long time. Whereas I didn't really see that with Hogan. I didn't really see that with Austin, and anybody else you name, possibly Undertaker. I mean, but as far as like, natural, organic rise to prominence, that's never happening again. Ever. I mean, even Rock can't do it in his Hollywood state. Like he wants to be the biggest thing in professional wrestling. And we'd all like to believe that he's the biggest thing in professional wrestling. But he's not, because he doesn't have the cachet that Hulk Hogan had.
Well,
and The Rock himself will tell you.
Too. Like, I mean, when Hulk Hogan was on network TV, like, some people had cable, but like there's a reason why 33 million people watch that show. It's just a different world now. Like whether WWE can be on network TV, everybody's got their phones and stuff. And that's why like a lot of times with certain ratings talks, like I don't care too much as long as like the YouTube numbers are still good. That's why sometimes with AEW, like, well, they're watching like the Phantom Max numbers I laugh at because it's like their YouTube numbers are shit. So I don't think they're doing that well with it, as we're with WWE's like the number 11 channel in all of YouTube, which is insane when you think about it. So it's a big difference of it. But in this world where we live in now, there's just no chance for some person to get over that big with everybody because there's so much more options of stuff to watch and stuff to be entertained by and stuff to do. It's just a different, it's when they talk about it being the right place, right time, it really was that with where the world was. It was starting to expand where you could go national, but where not that much could go national, as we're now everything's not even national. It's fucking global. Like, you can watch, if you want to, whatever sports, your favorite sport in whatever country, if you're the biggest fan of, third tier cricket in India, you could watch it live on TV if you want to pay for it. Like you can do that now. It's not where the world was back in
different
1985.
place.
Yeah, it's a different world. But
Awful, did you catch Mr. Schiavone make his statement yesterday? Nice of them to do it. He did a real nice job. I give him credit.
I do too, but
but the problem is it was a little too little, a little too late.
It was also on their lowest rated show that they have. I felt a little like,
to be fair to them, they didn't have a show on TV until Collision.
That's true. You're right. They didn't. That's a valid point.
Tony Twitter fingers.
But see here,
you're right.
I would agree with you on that, George, except for the fact that they live on social media. AEW thrives and one of their mission statements, you know what I mean? Like is to make sure that the people online are satiated. And of course, when Hulk Hogan passed, they said, keep quiet. Don't make anything until they probably did plan it out for Collision. I don't believe it. I believe that they were pressured, as so many times before, into making a comment or a statement.
Yeah.
And they wanted to hold off on their online fan base and satiate them and make them happy that AEW wasn't going to say a thing about Hulk Hogan. And then they pulled the rug out from under them come Collision and had Tony Schiavone say that. Yeah. So it's par for the course for AEW. They were pressured into doing it. Tony was pressured into doing it. It was almost like he was like being fed those lines through, Tony Khan. You know what it is? That's what I wanted to say. It sounds like Tony Schiavone had read off an AI prompter.
Chat GPT.
Go back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they used Grok in that instance. Cause I was just like, this is so maudlin. This is without any sort of emotion, without any sort of,
heart.
To it. Yeah, no soul, emotion, all that. Yeah. Grok. Thank you for helping to write Hulk Hogan's obit on Collision.
Yeah, the placement of this segment was weird too, because it wasn't at the very beginning. It was like almost near the end of the show. It just popped up, and I'm like, okay, it's an odd spot for it.
See, I just took it as soulless because it was Schiavone, and he's got those beady eyes. I've never thought he had many.
But Schiavone's worked with Hulk a lot in the past.
No,
I get that. So I wasn't.
Schiavone's just one of the few people.
He was the one guy that I thought could pull it off. But
yeah, no, if they were gonna have anybody do it on their television, that part made the most sense of having him do it. And they were on TNT. If you're gonna do that part made a lot of sense. I just laughed that it was on Collision because, who has watched Collision since CM Punk left? You know what I mean? That was when I watched the show, was when he was running it.
Did they even put a graphic up for him at all?
I don't believe so. I believe
no, just when Schiavone started talking, they put it across the bottom of the screen when he was talking. That was it.
Yeah, I didn't. That's all. Because I didn't watch the show. I just saw what was posted on Twitter, which I assume was the entire clip. So yeah.
Yeah, which leads me to believe Awful is 100% correct.
Hey, that's normal behavior. Yeah, usually.
That's what I was. Yeah, I figured.
But
I figured you could say. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
But if there's anybody that doesn't need any bad juju or karma coming their way, it's AEW. Mm-hmm. And I think that they've effectively lost all semblance of goodwill based on what just happened this week. If there's anybody, who should, no wrestling company on planet Earth should have not given this man his kudos. There should have been 10 bell salutes all over the country, right, all over the world for this guy. Because AEW didn't do it, it's just one more cut in a million cuts that will send them down under.
It was just, Tony Khan, it's just one of those things where, why he worked himself into a shoot. That's what he did. It was the Hogan's tweet, don't worry, because he bitched, you're banned from our shows, and he banned Linda. They were gonna go to your fucking shows anyway, dude. There was no point in doing that other than to try to gain brownie points to your weird sickos who hate Hulk Hogan. And then he died.
That's all it is.
An asshole for not saying anything. So he just painted himself into another. He's I swear to God, no matter what town they go into, that's all he does. He just gets an office and paints himself into a fucking corner every single time. Stop. Why? Yep. Yeah, it was stupid. Cause every
a boy that's not had any no real life experiences.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tony Khan strikes me as.
That's what it's always been, cause even if, because even if any of the people that were around him, they knew his dad was a super billionaire, so everybody was always going to be nice to him. No one's going to say no. Everyone's going to give him whatever he wants. And now he's in the real world where that doesn't actually get you anything. No.
And the funny part about all that is that Tony Khan would actually give more respect to guys like me or anybody else who has an opinion and doesn't really give a fuck how much money you got in your pocket. Those are the type of people that millionaires and billionaires respect. I've worked with some of them in my life, and they just like I told George Capter in DM, they'd rather see you real than life.
Absolutely. Realism is what. Yeah. Any smart one. That's the problem. The ones who made the money. If they made the millions or the billions, yes. The problem is they're nepotistic kids who have just been, spoon-fed their whole lives. Now, some of the people that made that much money understood that and tried to raise their kids right, but it's almost impossible because the rest of the world's going to know that that's your kid who's, got an $800 million trust fund, and they're going to.
Yeah, look how Hulk's children were on that TV show. Nick and Brooke were, Fortunately, Brooke figured it out, and so is Nick for the most part. So
it took a
little too little, too late again.
Yeah,
especially
that's the problem.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and it is what it is, but it's just one of those things that's been AEW's problem literally from day one. Is you're run by a guy who just doesn't understand how the real world works and doesn't understand what money is. Like that's why what was it, last year or the year before when they had All In and All Out, like either 1 week, I think it was 2 weeks apart. So they expected everybody to drop $100 on their shitty pay-per-views in 1 month. Like, I'm sorry, like not everybody's got just $100 to spend in September randomly, especially in September. It was September too. So like people going back to school, if they got kids, like people have lives, but he doesn't understand any of that because money's not real to him. It's monopoly to him. He's playing GTA on a cheat code. He just doesn't care. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'll just enter this code in again. Hey, his code is Text Daddy. That's the code. Text Daddy. Here we go. And fucking hell.
So,
I think Shad Khan is out.
Oh,
I think Shad Khan is out.
I would think so too.
Yeah.
I would think Shad's just, peace.
So
he saw it in person once where Tony got.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, that was it. His peace. I'm out.
So
I'll exit stage.
Awful. They've gotten to the point now where their base audience is like between 500 and 600 now. It looks like that's what they're settling into, sort of like low sixes into that area.
Yes. Plus 500,000 on
of course,
300,000 on Pluto, and I think 6 on Jupiter. So that's a lot of people if you really put it together. A lot of fucking people.
Yeah,
we talked about this last show because I actually had to listen to the last show, to like find out how many times I messed up a prediction or got it wrong or what have you. One of the things I said, if they don't have any 800,000 by September, bad news for AEW. And they're nowhere. They're not going anywhere near that number.
No. And I feel like, honestly, after All In, I feel like if they hit 700 again, it'll be a surprise. Like, why? Unless they get Goldberg, that maybe will give them 700 once, maybe 800 once.
Can we talk about that, please?
Yes.
Can we please talk about the ineffectiveness? The ineffectiveness of a Bill Goldberg in an AEW ring. Can anybody who believes that they are some sort of CAWE-fed promoter tell me how you're booking Bill Goldberg in AEW? I'd love to know. God. There's nothing that man can do in AEW. He cannot be the same character he's doing that he's trying to be in WWE. He can't go on some sort of streak. Who's beat? Mike Bailey? You know what I mean? Like who? Eddie Kingston, he's gonna beat a whole bunch of nobodies. His star will not shine.
ROH
he will not raise it. Yeah. And then what? Then you have him lose to who? God. Orange Cassidy? Darby
the only one's Bobby Lashley. That'd be it.
I mean, that would be it. You know what? I was gonna say if they were smart, where's Wardlow? Bring him back to do it. For fuck's sake, man. Just,
Wardlow's got a better gig now playing an American Gladiator.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like he's posting enough stuff and keeping himself busy enough where he knows who's watching, and whenever that contract can end, like, you know, he's got a good chance of good. But I know with his age, he's a little bit older, but I feel like he can. I know his hero was Goldberg, but he should just shift that to Batista and do his move where he get like 5, maybe 6 just good years, make a shit ton of money, big events, some great shows, do what you gotta do, get a big star. And
but like Awful said, Jake, he can't be his character. He can't use the music. He can't use anything. That's WWE's property. You can't do anything to Goldberg. You can't even call him Goldberg.
I mean,
probably. Not to mention, but Bill Goldberg is a terrible negotiator. Hey guys, give me just weeks. If that isn't a dog whistle to AEW to get a hold of him, I don't know what it is. But you don't even see, this is why I believe Bill Goldberg's a mark. for himself, and he's never been smartened up to the business. I heard Chael Sonnen say this, but I was saying this for years before Chael Sonnen did, and Chael Sonnen's very respected, and he knows a lot of people in the business. But he just basically solidified what I always knew. Goldberg is a mark for himself. If you don't know how to approach a match or to go to Triple H and go, listen, man, in 2 weeks, you got me wrestling Gunther on Saturday Night's Main. Are you going to speak up, or are you going to sit there, take their money, and then at the very end of it, you're going to boo face? It wasn't the way I wanted it to be. It wasn't. And now I hope they never bring Bill Goldberg back ever.
It's the same shit he did in 2003. It was the same. And then when he left, he had that match with Brock and and then they both left. Like, it was the same shit he did. And he's always been just an uber mark for himself. And it's like, and don't get me wrong, and I can admit it, in 1998, that resonated with me. It was the only thing on WCW at that point, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. Being a chubby Jewish kid, I was like, yeah, it's my guy. And, I like the spear. I always, it was good. But, and it was done right, honestly, until I can literally clearly remember the fucking cattle prod 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, we're done. And then I heard about the finger poke of doom and went back and watched it or whatever, on a replay or something. And was just like, yeah, I'm done with this. And I was WWF from that point on and never looked back. Not once.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah, no, it's just
poor Bill Goldberg.
Yeah,
if you're a professional wrestler on the come up, do not take any advice, any sort of sage wisdom from Bill Goldberg. Seriously, I'm not joking when I say that.
Yeah,
just stay away from him. Stay clear.
I feel like I'm assuming that he's probably got himself, if he's gonna go over to AEW, it will be because he's got himself fully cleared where he can, because with it being his name, it's one of those things where they can only own the rights to it under a contract. He can get that back. Now, when and how that is, I don't know if it's in the video games or Legends deal or whatever, but I would feel like he's probably got it to where because I know there was something where he was under a contract where he had a couple, X amount of matches left. This is the last one. And if he's out, they can do some fucking terrible AI version of his music and call him Goldberg, and it'll just be awful. Just let's be real. Let's Sting's run there. There was a couple of cool moments, but really were any of the matches I know he was 28-0 or whatever, but aside from remembering how bad the cinematic matches were, remind me of a great Sting match moment that involves Sting and not Darby jumping onto a plate glass window or something.
Yeah, right.
Fuck's sake.
And can AEW even use Bill Goldberg?
That's what I was just going to ask you.
Do they have to call him ladies and gentlemen, Bill Goldsmith?
No, I would think they would have to call him Bill. I would think if they couldn't call him anything, it would just be, they couldn't just call him Goldberg. Because it's his actual name, they've got to be able to call him Bill Goldberg.
I need Goldstein.
Yeah.
George, I think you turned your volume up, buddy. You just got loud all of a sudden at us.
There's something going on over here, though. I can't help it.
No, you're all good. All right,
Bill Weintraub.
Oh, good. No,
I'm just thinking of every Jewish last name in the book.
Yeah. Golderstein.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I just feel like the way those things work when it's your actual name, there's a different point to it, but I don't know what it would actually be. Nor do I just would think of how bad would they be. Sure, him showing up would be very cool, in a moment for them, but just anything else, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying, my point was I was getting to is just like anything else, he will be the most over he's possibly going to be in that company the moment he shows up. It literally goes downhill from the moment you're seeing, that cheer is the biggest one you're going to get. And if you're Edge, you remember, you run to the other side where there's no crowd and you go, oh, sad face. It's still that's to me showing up in AEW. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
So awful. Do you think I gotta talk back a little bit. You think Goldberg would have been better if he just would have kept his mouth shut and let the people realize that he was screwed up a little bit there? Cause I realized it real quick, obviously, that he didn't get his fair shake.
He's done several things. He's made the match with Gunther unwatchable. Okay. he's absolutely taken all sort of the, aura from that match. He's made himself less likable because for as much as, he thought it was a retirement match and all that, he didn't like it. And like, you've been given a gift horse in the mouth, and this is how you appreciate or show your appreciation.
Right.
Who likes a person like that? You know what I mean? And in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks or in 4 months or whenever he feels the need to go to AEW to try to collect another paycheck, the AEW fan, while as ridiculous as they are, they're going to see right through that bullshit. Oh, he's here for a paycheck. He's not really here to elevate anyone in AEW. That's why I say he's a bad negotiator. He can't keep his cards close to his. Bill Goldberg is a mark for himself.
He took that Ariel Helwani interview real fast, and and you're right, the AEW sickos hate Helwani because of how he tweeted our big boss Tony and said he was the worst interview. So yeah, no, you're right. That's really bad. Talking about shit negotiations, going and doing an interview with like one of the guys we know Tony hates. Yeah, that was
why so fast afterwards too? Why so fast?
No, I was shocked when they aired that. I'm like, wait, was this filmed before them? No, he's talking. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't understand why that move was at all. Like Awful said, he's a shit negotiator. That's bad negotiation tactics. He's what kind of lawyer did he hire? Like you're supposed to be good at hiring lawyers, Goldberg. That's what we're good at.
I heard he hired a gentleman by the name of Evil Dose, and it all went downhill from there.
but Dose got paid, so it worked out for somebody. He most
certainly did.
I'll take that.
Shout out, Evil Dose.
Shout out to one of our favorite people. Oh man, what are you gonna say, George?
Oh no, I was just laughing at Dose.
Yeah, that's that happens.
I'm laughing back here. I'm in my own little world.
Yeah, that's part of the deal. Oh my God. No, I was shocked that the interview was, cause like what was the match was Saturday? The interview came out at like Tuesday. I was like, fuck, like that was,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't
so
know.
I did want to ask Awful about what do you think of the, AEW residency at the Aragon Ballroom? Do you like the place? Too little, too late sort of thing? What are your feelings on this one?
Oh, dude, the atmosphere of Chi-Chi's doesn't work for me. The cavernous holes in the background, they don't work for me. The balconies don't work for me. The extra large aisleways that separate the ring and the fans. It's just like, I say it all the time. It's like, what is this, the COVID era again? Is there a milk truck or a beer truck going to come down the aisle for one of these segments? Because it's so gigantic. The space needs to be utilized a hell of a lot better. And running this thing for 6 weeks, then you're going to try to go to Philadelphia I think in a few weeks you're going to go to the ECW
like at the
arena.
End of August, I think.
There. Boy, let me tell you something. If you thought in Chicago was impatient, Philly's going to let you know by week 2 how terrible your show is. I don't give a damn how many forks you put in John Moxley's head. I don't care how much blood you spill that night. I don't care how many Sandmans or Tommy Dreamers or Shane Douglases or any big surprise guest you may think you've got going on. It's not going to work in Philadelphia.
Dreamer works for TNA. He can't show up.
Okay, well, see, there you go. You know a thing more than I do. But as far as
that's the only one I knew. I got nothing else for anybody. I got nothing.
But as far as their residency in Chicago, I was just given a whole bunch of photographs from somebody who was there. I wanted to post them to play my bullshit. You know how I do. But I was just like, this is way less than 1,000 people. I don't know who's telling the Sheets or Dave Meltzer or anybody that there's 1,000 people there. I literally have like 360-degree like photo shots of this place, and I'm like, it's looking to be around 600-700 people. Because in the cavernous caves behind them, that's where the production is.
Right.
It's not behind the stage. It's in one of those, what do you, like
the balcony area.
It's like, yeah, balcony right underneath it. It's just like there's computers and boxes there. So the place is not filled up with complete and total fans. And as I've said so many times before, if anybody's played sports, they can relate to this. When you go into a spot, when you go to a place, whether it be the opponent's territory or your home team or whatever, and you don't see that many people in the stands, it does something to you. When you go to an opponent's place and the place is filled to the rafters and they're cheering for the team, that also does something for you.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine what these AEW talents, these AEW wrestlers are going through when they gotta walk out there and they can hear everything. They can hear the people talking in the balcony. That's gotta be so demoralizing.
No,
yes.
That's why I mentioned Edge earlier, because that was that moment when he debuted, he ran to the left side and there was people and he was like, yeah, and he ran to the right side and there was nobody. And he said, yeah, but his eyes said, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's so.
Yep, and the eyes never lie, Chico.
Yep, you always look at the eyes. And you said the thing about sports, and it's funny because I played sports all up through into high school until I fucked my knee up, and then my other big love was music, and that was what I did through college. And I played music a bit, but I was a better band manager. But it's the exact same thing. Like if you go on tour, I've been on like 4 or 5 different tours with some decent bands. Like you go on tour, it's the exact same thing. If the venue, even if you're like the opening act or whatever if you're headlining, whatever it is, even if it's a small venue, but it's packed if it's a 300 person venue and there's 295 people in there, that is amazing. It's fun. But if it's like, if it's 1,000 person venue and you got 300 people in there, that shit sucks.
Yeah, you have to get your adrenaline going and you get into what you're doing. It makes sense for wrestling. It makes sense for hockey. It makes sense for a band, like Jake said. If you're a band and you're going out there and there's 2 people, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. And I compare music for this venue because it's mainly a music venue. Like that's what it mainly is. When they came here, the last time AEW came through Phoenix, not for the pay-per-view in Glendale, but the Phoenix show, I think it was in like February or March or whatever, they, instead of playing at the basketball arena, they played at, I forget what it's, I think it's Comerica Theater now, one of those, but it's the 5,000 person theater. It's the place that you play it's the place that bands play before they make it to the arena, you know? It's like a 5,000 person venue, but they had less than 2,000 people in there and it sucked. Like the way they had to shoot the cameras, cause I know the venue cause I've been there 1,000 times. Like it's a 3-tiered venue. You never even saw the 3rd tier and they tried not to show the 2nd fucking tier cause nobody was in either of them. Listen, it's the same thing with Eric.
Right. The show.
It's a 5,000 person
venue. The show goes.
Fucking hell.
The show goes from a actual show. They all look at each other and they go like, this is rehearsal now. It's now rehearsal. Cause I played in a couple of bands and it's just like, sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you see that small crowd in the audience and you go, you know what? We're still going to fucking pop them. Yeah. How about that? We're still going to make them dance. We're still going to make them uplift and all that. But professional athletes don't have that mindset. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
When Swerve or Bill Ospreay or any of these guys go out there and they look above, cause they're told to look around and see the atmosphere and all that. And when it's not there, it's just not there. Sorry.
Yeah, you get that deflated feeling.
You do. And it's the same thing, like as a musician, if you're the opening act and you're still trying to get it made, like get made, that's how you're going to be. You're going to be up into it. And that's how you see some of the younger guys going balls out. Like that's what, remember Dante Martin before he broke his leg 17 times because he was going all out in front of nobody because he was still trying.
Right.
And you see, like you said, but for the headliner, when there's, half a house, they're going to ass their way through it. They're probably, drinking the entire time, snorting blow behind the drummer and shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly. But I just say like that, and that's going to be the same kind of thing for, the main event talent. You can see it. Like that's when the matches, like where they're like immediately, all right, well, let's go outside and hit a few spots and pop the few people that are here and do this little thing over there. And oh shit, because nobody cares. Right. Yeah.
Hey, Awful.
Imagine.
Awful, since you brought it up, we're going to take a little sidetrack here. What kind of music did you guys play in your band and what kind of music do you listen to? What do you like? Since you brought it up.
Nice.
It was a funk band. I played keyboard and I also played bass and backup singing. And it was it was a tight little band, but at the time I was working full time. So I really didn't have that kind of like time to practice. So we played like, punk, instrumental disco, things to keep the bar going. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't anything too crazy. It was like just, weekend warrior gigs and all that. The shit was fun. I loved it. And I was one of those types of people that were just like, okay, everybody's sitting down. By song 4, let's make sure they're all standing up and drinking and having a good old goddamn time. Right. And I was one of the I was the youngest one in the band. So.
That's awesome. No, that's fun. Especially like bass and the keyboard, basically the rhythm section of this essentially. And then, being able to, that you got to play to the audience. Like, all right, we got to get these people up and have some fun with it. It's the same kind of idea. I was involved in music from like high school through until, really honestly, until I was about 30 is when I really gave up. Cause I lived in LA. I was like trying to manage bands and like getting people like trying to get records signed, trying to make things, working full time as well and living it.
Right.
Yeah. And I kept saying that, and then I hit 30 and I was like, all right, I can't anymore. I tried. I can go to sleep without any regrets. I chased the dream. We tried to make it. I had a couple of good things. Like I had, at one of the bands I managed, one of their songs opened up an episode of The Walking Dead when it was still good. that was like our claim to fame.
Nice.
It was cool. Yeah. But like, that doesn't really pay the bills all that well.
Awful. Do you play the cool bass with the thumb or finger bass?
It was, string bass.
No, with your thumb? Do you play with your thumb? Bass. Your thumb? Just hit the chord?
No, I play with my entire hand, but
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Great. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but that wasn't my bag. That was kind of like for the other. See, I was good, but I wasn't proficient. I played by ear ever since I was a little kid. I don't know a thing about a note or anything. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't read, but it was all about feel for me. And I love playing the bass. I especially love playing the keyboard. So I left that kind of stuff up to the pros. Like when it was like, Sugar Hill Gang or whatever, like I left that. That's when I moved on back to the keyboard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're not trying to be Les Claypool out here. You're not trying to give you the slap bass.
Hell no.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah, no, it's funny. The band I was in high school, it's funny. Like I knew how to play, like I'm not a good guitar player, but I could play enough. But the band I was going to join with my friends had 2 guitars. So I learned how to play bass, kind of just like figured it out. Yeah. I knew essentially what I was doing, but like through practice, I could like figure out, I'm like, okay, I could probably lay a little weird thing here. And I kind of did the same thing where, would use mainly my thumb and my index finger. My middle finger was kind of my essential move. I had no clue what the hell I was doing, but it was fun. We had a really good time until we all went to college, and then you couldn't really get back together. But then I joined another band when I was in college. It was fun. So I didn't graduate college though. Like I kept joining.
It's so crazy. I was
joining bands and going.
I was in a funk band. I was in a rock band. I was a lead singer in a rock band. I did instrumental music. The famous music that Tooneytown Wrestling plays.
Oh shit!
I created that. That's
cool. You would not have thought.
So there you have it. I had to blow the lid off of that one.
You could have given me 1,000 guesses, and I don't think I would have guessed that was you at the beginning of the. Yeah, that's fun. Cool. That's fun though. That's a good time. I mean, that's like the first time you heard Living Color. Did you think Did you think Verdon was black? Absolutely not. But you're like, that's awesome.
Hell no.
Yeah, and then you see them like
I didn't think
and they're great. It's fantastic.
There's that one gentleman who sang that one song back in the 70s. I didn't know he was a white guy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to remember the song right now. It's
there's a couple.
We've been talking about a lot, but I can't remember.
It's like, wait, what? No, I worked at when I was in bands in high school, from my senior year of high school through the first 3 years of college, I also worked in a record store back when people bought music from like 99 to 2004. And so there'd be some times where people would be like, they would come up and try to figure out what song was who. And you're like, wait, that's a white guy? Or the other way, or like, yeah, this is who it is. Yeah, you can listen to it. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Crazy.
I think you're better backwards. I think it was a good move. You left and came back. You reset yourself. You're good.
I'm having issues. So.
No, you're good now. No, it just sounded like you were like eating the microphone for a minute.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
no,
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm standing way back here, and it sounds like I'm like fucking the thing or something.
Mike Glass says he knew it was awful singing the song. All right, well, here's the other thing.
Yeah. I told Mike Glass he's a devoted fan,
he is. No,
and a cool person.
He got the inside.
He's one of the best. No, I was also going to say one of the things most people don't know about me, because I played music for so long and went to so many shows. My right ear, I'm like 80% deaf in my right ear. My doctors told me, like, if you go to shows, I got like those earplugs now that you wear that like you can still hear the music,
right.
But you don't have to. Yeah, that's what I have to wear at shows now. It's like the oldest person ever. Excuse me, Sonny.
Oh my God.
My earplugs. It's sad, but I would like to be able to hear out of my ears until I'm dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Awful. The second part of my question, Awful, was what did you listen to growing up? Like, what was your bag? You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I've got such a story to tell. So, so I'm the youngest of three people. And, God, I don't even know if I want to tell this story, but I was turned off.
You already got it started. You had
right? I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I know. I was turned off by, certain types of rap music because I saw what it was doing to my older brother. He wasn't acting right. And, I realized, like, as I got older, I was just like, no, I'm not going to blame fucking rap music for his attitude. But I will say that my brother did not really help me out in that endeavor in letting me in separating the music from his reality. How about that? So I started getting involved in, I started listening to a lot of old funk instrumentals. I started listening to like James Brown and, oh man, like Doc said, my range in music is just so out there. I mean, as you can see, some of my ratings videos, so those are some of my favorite songs that I'll listen to or whatever. So, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, like I'll listen to the heavyweights, but as far as like, I stayed away from country. I stayed away from like death metal. I stayed away from, but I will listen to almost anything. I saw Mike Glass puts up Deftones, and, I hated that music because I had a roommate that would play that shit all the time. Now, I appreciate the Deftones, but I just hate there's not so much musicality with them. It's almost like I figured them out. It's just like, we're going to play guitar chords throughout the entire song. Then you as a singer, what you're going to do is you're going to sing slow. That's me in Deftones. That's how I see it. But like, I love music. I
liked them a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, there was something very loud about them. Like, just, I don't know. I like intricacies. I like A, B, and C parts and a couple D parts in a musical song or whatever. So,
yeah, my two favorite like well-known bands are Radiohead and Nine Inch Nails. So I'm with you.
Wow. Okay.
On that. Yeah, right. It's similar, but not in the same way. But yeah, I have a tattoo of both of them. They're my two favorite bands, pretty much. They're my two favorite bands of all time. I'm going to see.
I like the one song. See, that's the thing. I like a lot of like hits from good bands. For Nine Inch Nails, I like that song. I love that song, "The Perfect Drug." That song is so awesome.
Yeah.
But what made me respect Trenton Reznor a hell of a lot more is when he did the soundtrack for The Social Network. I could listen to that all day long. It's like study music. It's so awesome because, of course, there's musicality, there's intricacy, there's rising, crescendos, there's beds and all sorts of things happening in it. Another band that I used to like listening to before they became overly political was System of a Down. I thought their music was phenomenal. I love their shit.
They got all sorts And because one of the things, like, when you listen on headphones, you hear like different levels of stuff. It's funny you say System of a Down, and we talked about that. I used to really like enjoy them, but when I worked at the record store, for some reason there was like some sort of deal that they had with it. I literally had to listen to their second album like once a day, every day for like 2 years almost. Exactly. I'm like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's good stuff. I'm out. I don't need to ever, cause I've heard it enough. I'm good. I know that feeling where you're just like, even if it's great, you're like, I can't hear this every day.
Are the Deftones easy to play on guitar?
I
get the impression that they are.
I would, yeah. I mean, I was good. Yeah, no, cause one of the bands I was in high school, we covered one of their songs cause one of our guitar players was trying to bang a girl who we liked Deftones, and needless to say, we picked it up pretty quickly. And I'm pretty sure he sealed the deal. Although he was one of those guys that sealed a lot of deals, and I'm surprised if his thing didn't fall off at some point. But yeah, no, they were. I mean, their first 2 records were really good, but also I was in high school, so I liked them. You know what I mean? I don't listen to them nearly as much when I do it as. Yeah, but I mean, that's one of those things too, where it's funny you say that about this, because there's on my Spotify, there'll be a lot of stuff where I'll have like 1 or 2 songs by a band, and then sometimes you'll go in and listen to their full albums, and it's like, okay, I you know what, I'm into this more than I realized. I like a lot of that. And other times you're like, yeah, this is why I only like the hits.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny because like I have a lot of guilty pleasures too. There's like a few songs that I would never tell anybody I listen to.
We all have those.
But it's just like, yeah. But I guess the one that I've already used for a ratings video, I'll spill the beans. That Lady Gaga Abracadabra song. When I first heard it, I was repelled by it. Then one night, I think it played like on the radio, and I think I had my headphones in. I was like doing a project. It was so sonically attractive to me. I was just like, this song is just awesome. Not so much for the lyrics or anything that's the other thing. For some reason, I have this strange thing of like bypassing lyrics and the vocality of all these songs.
Yeah, you mentioned
and I just listen
a few times. I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah, dude, I just love it. Like,
that makes sense.
I have Abracadabra on instrumental right now on my playlist. It's just like,
there's a lot of good.
You're a musician.
Yeah. It's funny. You should look into some of the stuff. Like, there's a lot. If you like the stuff that Trent Reznor has done for movie soundtracks and stuff, because a lot of it is great. And I'm glad you said The Social Network one, because that was one of the things where I remember watching that movie and hearing that and seeing at the end it was him. Like, that makes sense. But there's a lot of stuff that they've done that's more like B-sides and stuff, and almost all of it's on Spotify now, where there's a ton of instrumental stuff. I put on there's certain tracks that I put on to go to sleep to and stuff, because they're super intricate and very that's right. There's a lot of good stuff of that from him with it.
And before anybody takes away my black card, I do listen to rap. It's just that I had an aversion to it for a very long time, not based on what it was, but because how it made a person who was very close to me, who I very love dearly, how it made them feel. So
yeah, no, I've heard that before. I've heard that before about hard rock music of people on the other way too. You know what I mean? I've heard that about anything.
I actually appreciate old school rap, like when it first. Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, for sure.
I've always said that the rap went downhill when Sir Mix-a-Lot came on the scene with that Baby You Got Back. I think those were the end times for like pure rap.
Those were the end
pure
times.
Hip hop.
I like it.
Yeah. But that's just me. That's my opinion. Anyway, back to wrestling.
We take a sidetrack for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we do almost every single. No, it's fun when I clip them, because then I can find a point. I'm like, oh, good. We'll have a video of us talking about sports, talking about movies. It's good. It's fun.
Nice.
That's what the show's about. It's, like I said, these are never interviews. These are just conversations. Like, I don't write down questions. I write down bullet points if we need some shit to talk about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's more fun.
You know what the problem is, Jake, is that I don't have enough alcohol near me.
Oh, well,
so
I always recommend a whiskey or gin or something.
I'm on 7 years sober. 7 years sober over here, folks.
Good guy.
Congratulations.
For that.
Good or bad, I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. Everybody's. That's why I never have any like the people that. Yeah, I mean, if that's where you have to, if that's better for you to live your life that way, good.
Yeah,
like, there's some people. I feel like there's, but not as much anymore, but I feel like growing up when there was people that were like, no, there was somebody who was going to be a dick about it.
There are people listening right now like, what the fuck is
there
this?
Is. Whatever. Hey, it doesn't tell me the full number of people watching, but there's faces in there. It's fine. We're having fun.
So getting back to wrestling, Awful, what are you thinking about the SummerSlam card, and what do you think? I'm looking forward to it now. Now it took me about a week, but I'm there.
I feel like
you know what? It's a funny thing. Well. It's a funny thing. I've not seen the card. Shout out Julian Weeks, because I know he's going to lambaste me on this one. I think Cody Rhodes is turning. Anybody else? Just me?
I think here's the thing, because of how well he sells, like he's almost in the Cena role before. I think he will turn. I just don't think you do it yet. I feel like you do it sometime either next year or like going into the WrestleMania. I feel like it's going to happen, but I just don't think they need to have it soon. I feel like it could, and I feel like it's definitely going to. I just don't think yet. I think he's selling too much. He sells so much goddamn merch, man. The kids love him.
Change. That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like that's
fans.
I'm starting to hate that line where they go, he's a merch seller. You can't change him heel.
No, you can.
Why can't you?
Yet. There's no need to yet. That's my point. Like, that's why I don't want to rush into it. Because once you do, you can't go back on it. And I feel like, I definitely think it'll happen. I just don't. I feel like
I'm not a big fan of the 2-night SummerSlam. I'm not a big fan of the 2-night SummerSlam. I hate that idea. And as far as outside of Cody turning,
I've got the card up.
Yeah, please help an old Negro out, because I don't know. Because
I knew some of it, but I also knew they just announced what they've got them split into the 2 nights. So
God damn, be a host out here, will you?
I'm on it. Night 1, we got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul.
Stop right there, Jake. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill.
Yeah, because Jade won the Queen of the Ring, so this is what she wins for winning Queen of the Ring. I don't know yet.
She wins that specific title shot. She gets no choice in the matter of whether she wants to face off against the story-laden match with Naomi. She's correct. Facing Tiffany Stratton.
That is correct. Yes, because it was you fight the champion of your brand. They made sure to say that like 10 times. I always notice when they say, like, when they want to drill that shit home. So yeah. Which is why Tiffany saved Jade Cargill from the Secret Service on Friday.
Okay, yeah. Well, my opinion on that, very quickly, dumb. Go on.
I love it. My opinion, dumb. Move on. Fair enough. You got Gunther and CM Punk. Roxelle, fucking hell. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. And then
that's the match I'm looking forward to.
Okay. All right.
I'm lying. I'm being sarcastic.
I'm looking forward. I want this to be like what slowly turned Sammy back to being a heel, because I feel like he's kind of stale as a babyface. But the match I am really looking forward to, honestly, with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, just because I wanted to further build the Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker thing, because that should be the WrestleMania match going into WrestleMania 42 is Braun Breaker beats Roman Reigns and passes the torch. So that's night 1. Night 2, you've got Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Solo for the Intercontinental title. Solo versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. I think that's like a no holds barred. Yeah, no disqualification, no count out for the women's IC match. And also Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the
Jesus
title.
Christ.
And then Cena and Cody. Cena and Cody the street fight. So they got.
I take it all back, gentlemen. I am not looking forward to this year's SummerSlam.
Yeah, when he said it, I became less interested.
Really, I'm interested. I'm interested. Like Dominic and AJ should be fun. I really enjoy Dominic. Solo and Jacob, it's a steel cage match. Could be fun. Lyra and Becky, all right. I see what you guys are saying.
I'm starting to believe my co-host Kevin Apollo when he says Triple H may not be as good as we think he is as far as being a booker. How you do not have Jade Cargill versus Naomi at SummerSlam should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah,
really.
They
It really should.
They booked themselves into a corner with that stipulation where they couldn't pick the champion they wanted to go against. They had to go against like Jake said, the champion.
Yeah. Who's keeping count of that? You can turn that whole faucet off in a second if you want to, you know?
Yeah,
but they just kept it running.
Jade goes over to Adam Pearce, signed the deal with Raw. And yeah, no, I get you. It would have been easy to pull. No, I get
easy.
Yeah. I mean, they were the WrestleMania match, so yeah. There's matches I'm excited for each night. I am excited, but I might as well do a plug now. I'm going to be filling in for Don Wayne on SC Maniacs post show both nights on their live show on YouTube. So be sure to tune into that, everybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's going to be fun because I haven't done the she's right. There's the TLC match now for the tag title. That's probably going to be on night 2 now because that was the one with 5 matches. I think it's pretty much all 4 tag teams or all 5 tag teams in a TLC match. But yeah, I'll be filling it. Don Wayne's on vacation, so I'm going to go give instant reactions. So that should be fun. I should be nice and toasty. You usually have a couple whiskeys during the PLEs, make them more entertaining. But yeah, no, D's right. I think it's literally like all the tag teams. You got the Wyatts, Street Profits, Fraxium, DIY.
That's when I realized the tag team division's terrible.
On SmackDown, it's pretty rough. I feel like the Raw division's the Raw's not as bad, but I feel like tag team wrestling, it's going to take years to repair the damage Vince did to tag team wrestling. Like, if not decades. He just didn't.
No, I disagree, Jake. All it's going to take is a ton of workshopping between now and December on anybody who's a tag team has got to just get, they got to get tapes of Midnight Express, Heart Foundation, British Bulldogs. No team from the 90s, no team from the 2000s, all 80s professional wrestling teams. I don't give a fuck if it's from WCW, NWA, WWE.
Got all the footage. They own it all. You're right. They own all that shit.
Get them in there and show them how it is done.
You're right.
I mean, it's very simple to do. Stop overcomplicating this very simple, basic sport or exhibition. Tag team wrestling is phenomenal when done right.
It is.
But it's terrible when it's done any other way.
Yeah. No, and you said the right teams. The teams that actually make it. Yeah. You're right, too. Don't even... 1980, you got 1980 to 89. Just stay within that range and just watch. Yeah, no, you're absolutely
I don't
right.
care. Yeah, I don't care what promotion that you take from because they were all good because they all took from each other.
Yes. And stuff with
the hope spot, the hot tag, the double team, the cutting off in the corner. These are staples.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without these, you don't have a house of tag teams.
No,
you just have a sandy layer of bullshit, and they're called the Young Bucks.
Used to love hearing the announcer say they're cutting off the ring.
Yes,
for a tag team.
Yeah,
you don't hear that anymore.
Yeah, and because they don't do it anymore, really, the way you're supposed to. And and I'm glad you said you nailed the hope spot. Like, there's not enough of that just in wrestling at all anymore. It's part of, and that's because people have focused somewhere along the line, and they don't know when it happened. But what people made because the greats in our day sold, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Ricky Morton, the best ever, they sold. Nowadays, it's all about the moves that you do. Like people that say, Dave, whomever, the people that watch AEW that say, Will Ospreay is the best or whomever, but it's all about the moves that they do, not how they sell. And that's
right.
And a hope spot is one of the best ways to sell because you get people to fuck out.
Right.
Get a vein behind
and right after the hope spot, you do the cutoff spot.
Yes.
That gets people more into the match.
To build up to the hot.
And what does that lead to?
The hot fucking tag. And when you see a actual crowd pop for a hot tag, like, like Cornette says it, you hear the jokes, the baby's in the air, but it's because you see every single arm. Like you see nothing but limbs in the air. It's like watching a last second shot going in basketball or a goal in soccer. Just all the arms in the air, like, yeah! That's what
they don't do enough in AEW. See, AEW has the opportunity to really take advantage of these things. But like in a tag match in AEW, what will happen is that they'll get a person will get double teamed. The ref is just standing there. Remember back in the day, gentlemen, when like somebody would get double teamed and then the baby face would try to hop into the ring, and the first thing the referee did was get in the way and be like, no, you gotta go back to your corner. And the crowd would go absolutely bonkers because it's like, hey man, that's unfair. That's unfair. He's getting double teamed. Yeah, all that. I mean,
the heels are beating the crap out of him behind the referee's back. That's what that spot's for.
Take the tag string, wrap it around the guy's neck. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, no,
you can't beat it.
Seriously. Oh, yeah. It really is. And it's just like with what happened. I mean, the Attitude Era had that problem where all the matches were short. So you didn't have time for any of those. But like then you've built to this modern age where people are more focused on getting their shit in and doing their cool spots versus the stuff that's worked for 100 goddamn years in tag team wrestling. Yeah. No, like you need people like, I guess, I mean, there's only Dennis Condrey and Stan Lane remaining. And then you've got, like the Rock and Roll Express, like send those guys to the PC, give them full, and that's what their job is. Just teach people how to do this shit the right way.
Right.
Cause it's so obnoxious. I mean, you see it, at least with NXT, there are times where you see people trying to do certain things, but
you see glimmers of hope.
But yes. That's it. And because you want you want the future to be better. So you hope it works out, but yeah, no, there's too much time.
The other problem is, Jake, there's no actual tag teams. They're all put together.
Yeah.
They're all mishmash. There's no teams anymore. That used to be the whole thing.
They really think nowadays that if they wear the same set of tights or the same colors that they're a tag team. And that's just not how it works.
No, you've got to build up the chemistry. You've got to actually be a real team. Like that's where like the Street Profits have done it because they've been a team long enough where you see them doing tag team moves and tag team things. But then, they're facing guys where you're like, why are these two guys together? All right, sure. Why not? Sure. Well, let's watch it. It'll be fine. But it's not nearly, it's not an impactful. And you're not seeing any tag team matches like that, headline or main event shows. Like you'll see like, they're going to bring, these guys and these guys are in different matches at the pay-per-view, so we'll have a 6-man tag, but that's not the same thing. That's just putting stars in the tag match to me. Yeah, you're not seeing like actual tag teams main event a show with an actual tag match because they haven't been able to make it work. And
remember the very first Survivor Series? And they had tag team fucking Survivor Series matches. And the ring was so crowded. I was surprised how anybody in the first 3 rows could see anything. Like
it's just you're right. Yeah.
But tons of great tag teams. Yeah. The tag that's how it needs to be.
Yeah, and if you think about it too, it's crazy because you had 2 different companies with amazing tag divisions. Like that's when you saw teams go from one company to the other. You were like excited because oh shit, now we're going to get to see these guys face all of those guys.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah. Until, as long as it would work out. And sometimes it didn't work out.
I hated them back in the day, but now today I long for teams like Strikeforce or, the Young Stallions or even the Killer Bees, where have all the good tags gone? I mean, my goodness.
No, you're right. No. Yeah, you're right though. Like what it's just because and it feels like there's times where they'll put stuff into and then it just gets, because I remember like the stuff with the Usos when they held the belts for a while and it was people trying to get off and then eventually Sammy and get it. That was good, but it's just they don't ever stick with it and make it actually important. Right. Which you think they would with how big their goddamn rosters are. It's better you can get more people on the show if you have more tag teams. Just makes sense.
So awful as we get to the bottom of the hour here. Oh shit. What's going on? How's your YouTube channel going? How are things going over there? What can we expect from you? What we got going?
I am currently working on the next episode of The Death of AEW, in which we will talk about the introduction of their first TV rights deal. They struck gold with that, and also the very first Dynamite, which took place in October of 2019. Lot of information packed in there. And I think the cool thing about doing this is that while it's almost like common knowledge, it's still a lot of knowledge that people forgot, that put this thing all together. And, one of the biggest things that strikes me as I edit this thing and look at more research is I say it all the time. I say these guys, AEW, should have done more focus on what it is that they were trying to present. I'm looking at the advertisements for from day one. I'm looking at their advertisements for Dynamite way back in the day. They had no clue of what they were doing or what they were getting into. And you'll see that in the series that I've got. But yeah, it's, first off, I want to thank everybody for having the sense to subscribe to me. I mean, I barely have any content on there, but I'm so happy that you guys have thought well enough of me to think that, my shit's going to be that great, but I appreciate that. So look out for that on YouTube. Of course, I'm on, every Tuesday with Marv, Kev, and Dis and Beard on Toonie Talk Wrestling. And, here with you guys now. I can't believe I'm the second time guest. On, AltJakeTakesOn.
Holy
shit. That's crazy.
Second guest.
Right. Yeah.
How about that?
That makes sense.
I almost feel special. I almost.
I would hope you would a little bit. Just a bit.
Just a bit. No, that's good. That's good. It's funny too, cause if you watch that first press conference, there was they were literally like, "Oh, we're here to take over." Just focus on your own house, get your own shit in order, and make sure you're.
No, Jake, that's where you're half right and half wrong because they weren't actually going for that type of aura back then. They were like, "Hey, we're just here on the map." It would be guys like Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho who would throw those barbs in. Yeah. So it wasn't so much and that's what I'm going to try to get across in this next one. It's just I think I kind of got it across in the last episode 3. It's just no one was really going after WWE except for Cody Rhodes. So more of that on the way.
Yes, I remember Jericho too. Yeah, they're always making those little jabs and little things, and just focus on your own shit, dude.
Beating Raw in 6 months before even having a television deal and all that other shit. Yeah.
Of all the comments that have aged poorly, I'm not sure if there's one that's aged worse, especially now. Oh my God.
So when he said it didn't seem so crazy. YouTube.com/awful wrestling. Is that what it is?
Yes. AEWFUL Wrestling. Of course, we've also got a bunch of other things in there. Sometimes I've got some troll videos in there. I've got Awful Jeopardy, which I'm looking to get started back up. It's tough finding out these questions, and researching this stuff. I'm not trying to use Grok or AI or anything like that. I kind of made a joke with Phil Marks of PWT about that, and it was just a joke. I do not use AI for any of these questions or answers or anything like that. I do that shit straight from the muscle. But you can check my videos out there. Captor, Jake, you guys are both on the docket for Awful Wrestling, or excuse me, for Awful Jeopardy. So, be on the lookout for that. And, other than that, I'm on Twitter and, you guys know where to find me there. And,
good stuff.
Causing as much trouble. Listen, I'm going to triple down on you motherfuckers the moment you start talking about, other things other than professional wrestling. And, I'm not going to attack them. I'm not going to try to dox them. I'm just going to go at your heart and soul. His name is Tony Khan and the company is AEW. Cause I know that's where it hurts you guys the fucking most. When I ignore you completely and go after your icons.
Go after your leader
planted
in their fucking cult. Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
All right.
Oh, I think I may have one more thing to say.
Oh,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that if the nonsense continues on trying to dox me or anything like that, I'm not going to have a time limit on this book. When it dies, I'll be writing it. So everybody's looking at that 2027. That may change because it may, this whole idea from Niccolo Piccolo to, people talking about like, trying to kill people online and calling me bad names and N-words and all that. Hey, listen, folks, I can make this very easy or I can make this very hard. And I know where it hurts you guys because I know I ignore you completely and I make sure that I'm right over target. That's how I know I'm over target. And that's how I know that this fucking company sucks.
I mean, you can tell when you're really pissing them off. It's the best.
That's the perfect way to bring this episode to a close, man.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That was great. That was awesome. Man, thank you so much. We appreciate you having you
thank
on.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, gentlemen.
That was fun. Oh my God, I didn't even realize we'd gone that long. I'm sitting looking over it, we'd gone 90 minutes. That's I mean, when you're having fun chatting, talking about some bullshit, that's good times. That was awesome. Yeah.
Where can you reach us, Jake?
Yeah, I was just going to say, we'll wrap it up here with that. So check out our page. It's youtube.com/@AltJakeTakesOn. You can also just click on my profile here. It'll direct you right to our page. We usually do at least one episode per week. You never know if we're going to bounce in with an extra take. I also record these spaces, throw them up on there in full length form and in clip form as well. It's still working on getting us on the actual podcast platforms, but I had to send them stuff and there's all sorts of levels. And like Awful said, there's a lot of work we got to put in here for this stuff. We got real lives, but, come check us out. We will also give you the, classic matches of the week. The next one we've got coming up is the, alley fight between Sergeant Slaughter and, Pat Patterson. I'm excited to watch that one again. That's going to be so much fun. I'm also going to watch the Cornette watch along with that too. I think if anything we take away from it, but yeah, come check us out. youtube.com/@AltJakeTakesOn. We love all you guys and we will see you next Sunday. We'll probably be early since it's, Summerslam, but we'll let you guys know.
Next week Sunday.
Like I said at the
beginning, if you guys want a guest that I haven't gotten or something, send me a DM on Twitter or GeorgeCaptor@gmail.com. It's all lowercase. Give me a suggestion within reason. Don't be silly with me. And I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
If anybody's got a connection with somebody too and they want to get us in, we were more than happy. We were happy to have a conversation with anybody about anything. It's what we do. Thanks everybody. Have a good one. Peace.